So welcome to today's video. We are taking a look at how to mix haze black. The haze series from the Schmincke supergranulating watercolors, I've mentioned it in the other haze videos before, was first introduced as a limited edition set. There were 2 times where they made a limited edition batch and sold it. There were a few years between those editions, and since the beginning of this year 2024 they have included the haze and the urban limited edition sets in the regular range of the supergranulating watercolors, so that you now can buy them all the time, and you also can buy them open stock as I think half pans, full pans, 5 milliliter and 15 milliliter tubes, like all their colors. But I'm honestly not quite sure if they sell the supergranulating watercolors also as a full pan, because I've never checked that. When I buy watercolors, I normally always buy big tubes, because the milliliter price per milliliter is always the best with the bigger tubes. So, okay. Of course, as I have the original limited edition set, I have all the colors, so we can swatch the original. With the haze black, it is the same as with most of the other haze colors. They are more muted colors, not very glowy. They granulate. It feels, for me personally, less. The granulation is not as strong as we have seen it in, for example, other colors of the supergranulating series. And the color separation effect is really not very strong in most of the haze colors, but especially here in the case of the haze black, we don't see a lot of different color shades. We don't have a very strong granulation, and we have nearly none color separation effect, because what we see when it is dried is darker gray, which has a little greenish tint to it. And the granulation that you see is mostly blackish grayish. And we see areas where the gray is a little bit more grayish and where it is a little bit more greenish gray, but that's it. So we don't see a lot of color separation. And that really surprised me when I did take a look at the pigments, because as you can see here, the PG36, which is the phthalo green yellow shade, is a very glowing, very vibrant green color. So I was first guessing that they maybe not have used a lot of the green, or, and that is what I also suspect, it is a mix of the amount is not very high, but also because the colors don't granulate as strongly here, we don't have a super strong color separation effect. And that's why the green is not peeking through so much as it would have if you use stronger granulating other colors. So the second color is a PBR33. PBR33 is zinc iron chromite brown, and we don't get this pigment from a lot of watercolor companies. We have it, of course, from Schmincke, which is called mahogany brown. And if you've seen my Kusakabe single pigment set videos, which I will link in the description box below for if you haven't seen it and you are interested, Kusakabe has in their a newer range of single pigment colors has two versions of the pigment. They have a cool brown and a warmer brown, but the warmer brown is more like a brown, and the version from Schmincke here has more of a reddish brown color. So there are definitely different shades of this pigment. I have all of them, but of course I've used the Schmincke version here because this is of course the version the company has used. And for the phthalo green, I have used the version from Winsor & Newton Professional, which is called Winsor Green, I think yellow shade, because they have, I don't know why, named their phthalo blues and greens Winsor Blue, Winsor Green. And then we have the PBK 11, which is black iron oxide. Schmincke does have a single pigment version of the color, which is called iron oxide, black iron oxide or so, I think. I have used the Lunar Black from Daniel Smith because black iron oxide comes often in different names like Lunar Black or Mars Black, and the naming Lunar or Mars always shows you that this color does granulate, because it is always used for granulating colors, and some other brands also name it differently. I think Roman Schmal, which offers 3 different versions of the pigment, they have it as a fine, a medium and a rough version, and I think they call it Aquarius Black, if I'm not wrong. And the Daniel Smith version, for example, granulates very, very strongly, and that definitely was the problem with my personal mix, because in my mixture the green is peeking through a lot stronger than in the original version. And like I mentioned before, the original version granulates a lot finer than some of the other supergranulating colors. The haze colors are very finely granulating, and therefore if you want to recreate it as closest to the original as possible, I can only say then definitely that the Lunar Black from Daniel Smith is not the best version of the black iron oxide to use. You will have to need a finer milled version. If you don't have a PBK 11, but you do own a cobalt black, which the only company I know selling a cobalt black would be Magello Mission Gold, which is also a granulating black color. I guess you could interchange those just because they are very close in their black hue. But it is also a pigment which is granulating more strongly, so you will get a similar effect than I have with mine. You already can see that the green is peeking through a lot more in my version. And I do have more of those. There is a special naming, I don't remember, when you have those big piles of pigments, like some, which looks like a little aisle in the whole. I think it's something like flogging or so, where the pigments clump together a lot, which you have when you have versions which are granulating that strongly. I do have it in my version as well, so that is also a reason why here the green looks peeks a lot more through. So yeah, for me personally, I must say I do like my mixed version more, because when I think of supergranulating colors, then I want to have a strong granulation and a strong color separation effect. That is something I don't personally like with the haze series that you have in most of the colors are not very strong color separation effect, but that is my personal preference. That is of course up to you which versions are more for your taste. I'm honestly, the haze black is a color where at the moment I'm not so sure what to do. I have it since many years and I haven't touched it a lot. To be honest, I haven't done a lot with the color. It mostly sits in my palette and yeah, it just sits there and is unused. So if you have ever used the color or use it regularly, yeah, let me know for what do you use it, or do you have any ideas for what you could or would use the color. And yeah, let me know if this is a color which you would say would be helpful for you or which is interesting to you, and also what versions do you like more? The more finely milled version where you have a not very strong color separation effect or nearly none color separation effect, or the version where you see here which have a much stronger color separation effect. That is also something I would be very interested in. So again, I hope this video was interesting and helpful. Thank you very much for watching. A thumbs up or a follow is very, very highly appreciated because it really, really helps me in the channel. So thank you so much everyone for leaving a thumbs up, a follow, or also a comment, because I really love to hear from you. And yeah, then I wish you a wonderful day and hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. Bye bye and take good care of yourself.